For the second consecutive offseason, and this one just started, the Pittsburgh Steelers go out and make a massive move. Last year it was Patrick Queen, and this year it is the trade for DK Metcalf. Welcome back to Mic Drop Sports, everybody. I'm Jason. What a day to be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Rejoice. Don't sit there and try to nitpick every negative because this was a big move. I couldn't think of any moves out there that were really this massive, that meant this much to a football team in terms of the Pittsburgh Steelers and what they did in the offseason in terms of bringing a player in. And somebody pointed out, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Calvin Brooks or somebody. I'm trying to think of who it was inside of the comments section that said Jerome Bettis. That was a big move, absolutely. That was another big move. But I think this DK move is going to prove to be very, very big. The Pittsburgh Steelers sending a 2025 second-round pick to the Seattle Seahawks. And let's be honest, guys, the draft is a gamble. You don't know what that second-round draft pick was going to be. Chances are it's somebody that's going to have to be developed. And who was going to come in and just be as good as DK from the second round? Probably nobody. You don't know. It's a gamble. And I would rather roll the dice with somebody that I know is an absolute real commodity, somebody that you know can produce at the NFL level. Not just produce, but be elite at the NFL level, and that is one DK Metcalf. The Steelers will swap 6th, 7th round picks, late round picks, which really has no relevance in this. But the Steelers bring in DK and give him a new deal. 5 years, $150 million for DK Metcalf. And I think it's going to be worth every single penny. Now you ask yourself, where do the Steelers go at quarterback? I think there are several options here. I think the main option is for the Pittsburgh Steelers in their mind, that is one, Justin Fields. I think bringing in Justin Fields is the priority. However, I think there's a dark horse in this, one that I really don't like, and that is Aaron Rodgers. But that is a dark horse in this situation, rumored to be talking to the Pittsburgh Steelers and exploring his options. And the Giants seem to be the front runner right now, the way it looks. But the Steelers are rumored to be in discussions with him, as they are with several people. Another being Sam Darnold and Russell Wilson, too. So you look at the little handful of quarterbacks that you have. I think the Steelers increase their chances of securing somebody maybe at a little bit more of a reduced rate. Why? Because you went out there and you added an elite receiver to that wide receiver room, and it shows a clear direction for a quarterback coming into the Pittsburgh Steelers of which way they want to go, and that is very important, guys. Very important. And the Steelers had to get a deal done like this DK Metcalf move, in order to secure the quarterback that they wanted. I think that one of these quarterbacks that they are in discussion with, maybe Justin, went out there and just flat out told him, look, guys, you got to make a conscious effort, in my opinion, to load up the weaponry. Get some weapons in this building and really make a go at it, and I'd be willing to come in here and take a chance. That's where I think that those conversations have led with the quarterback, because let's be honest, guys, this tampering period has been going on since the season stopped. These guys have been hard at work trying to figure out who they were going to get and how they were going to make these deals happen. However, I think that Justin Fields will end up being a Pittsburgh Steeler by the end of today. I know that this is just the tampering period, that free agency starts Wednesday, but I think that you see news that the Pittsburgh Steelers will have a deal in place to be able to be signed immediately as free agency opens, and the Pittsburgh Steelers will have a direction. And I think Justin Fields provides you the best direction there due to his athleticism, due to the way he can run the football. And I'm not saying I want a running quarterback, because you know my feelings, guys. If you watch this channel, you know my feelings about run-first quarterbacks. I think it's a bad move. Look at the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar's a runner, man, and they can't get over the hump. They can't win a championship, and Lamar's on his second contract. Look at his record against the Steelers over time, an in-division rival. Look at his playoff record and say to yourself, was it worth $52 million? Is it worth having a run-first type quarterback? I think Lamar has greatly improved. He's a phenomenal athlete, seems like a wonderful man, but in terms of his skill set at the quarterback position, I think I would rather go with a guy first and foremost that can stand in the pocket and use his legs when he has to and create movement when he has to, manipulate the pocket when need be. And I think Justin Fields can do those things. And I think he still has a ceiling in front of him that he can grow a little bit more and work on those things, because I saw commitment last year from Justin Fields in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, and throughout his 6 starts as the Steelers franchise guy, that starting quarterback guy. I saw growth each and every week from Justin, and I saw the work ethic that was put in from Justin Fields, and it has to be admired, and it has to be something the Steelers take into consideration. And Justin didn't cause turmoil and make the Steelers season bumpy because he was put on the bench for one Russell Wilson. He took it like a man, took it on the chin, and he took it like a franchise quarterback would. And that is something that has to be looked at also with the Steelers when you're talking about Justin Fields. But what are these moves? Where do the Steelers need to go? What is the most important things they need to shore up here before the start of the NFL draft? You got to get a slot corner maybe. You got to get a cornerback to run with Joey Porter Jr. I love Corey Trice. I love the depth there. I don't think Dante Jackson fits due to the physical nature of defense that the Steelers want to play. I think Dante did very well, but I just think that there was a little bit of a miss there. The injuries, things of that nature. Yeah, so Dante, he wouldn't be my first choice. If I needed to bring him back, sure, I would. I think the Steelers shored up some of the safety help that they needed last year with one Deshaun Elliott. Perhaps they use Minkah Fitzpatrick as a trade piece. Perhaps they use George Pickens as a trade piece to go out there and get some other big names. But I don't think the Steelers are done. And again, I think you need a cornerback. I think you need some defensive front help, considering that you need some depth and you need a real true nose tackle run stuffer. And I think you need to add some depth along that offensive line. I think that you've made tremendous moves, and I think also that the addition of DK Metcalf will help this young offensive line group grow in a major way. So I think that those are big needs. I think you continue to add to that wide receiver room and make additions, man. Continue to make additions. Make there some big competition happen inside of training camp at St. Vincent's College. Do whatever you got to do to increase the competition level there. But there are holes, guys. We know these holes. But I think the Pittsburgh Steelers attack free agency here and fill a lot of holes. And I really believe that Omar Khan is headed in the right direction. And I know a lot of people didn't want to see that direction and were very frustrated. I have been also. The play of the Pittsburgh Steelers has absolutely been sickening, considering the 5-game skid at the end after having a 10-3 record. But I see the vision of Omar Khan and Andy Weidel, and that was secure the trenches along the offensive line, and that has been done, I believe. And I know people haven't been able to see that just yet, but the collection of young talent that's across that offensive front should not be overlooked, guys. It is something that should be considered very, very special, because I think the Steelers will benefit greatly, especially when you make defenses play you honest, when you add guys like DK Metcalf to the building. It really makes a big difference, and it really helps out. And again, I don't think the Pittsburgh Steelers go out there and make any type of crazy moves for positions that some of you may want filled, like running back. Guys, they possess Jaylen Warren, who is an exceptional talent, and the Steelers know exactly what they have in Jaylen Warren. And I truly, truly believe Jaylen Warren is the feature back in 2025. And I don't see the Steelers going out there and making any type of stupid move to bring in a running back. I think that there are options out there that the Steelers can add depth, maybe perhaps through undrafted free agency. They've had they've had definite success there. Jaylen Warren comes from that group. But I also think they could attack it maybe later in the draft too. I just think running back is a position that the Steelers aren't going to go over there and overextend themselves. If they really truly thought that a guy like Najee Harris was good enough for their program, and that they wanted to keep him, they would have made a definite offer to him and got him back in the building and kept him, and they wouldn't have allowed him to hit free agency. So the Pittsburgh Steelers, again, have holes, guys. We know that. But the addition of DK Metcalf is a special one. Also, what the Steelers did last offseason. They went out there and they got Patrick Queen. They went out there and got Deshaun Elliott. They did the things, and they continue to do the things, I think, that are going to help this football team get back into a competitive mindset. It definitely is traveling in the right direction. And guys, you know, I've been absolutely bummed with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I've been absolutely just horrified by what they've done. But I think there is a plan. I think there is a direction, and I have to be excited. And when they make an un-Steeler-like move like they did yesterday, Sunday, adding DK Metcalf, that is something that has to be recognized, and I'm very, very excited about it. So, again, guys, rejoice. The Pittsburgh Steelers have made a big move, man. And we are going to be here every time we see a big, big move. We are going to go live today. If there's any type of big news that happens here over the next couple days, we're going to be available and we're going to get on here and we're going to go live and we're going to put these shows out and we are going to talk about the additions through free agency. And I think this is going to be a massive year for the Steelers. So I want you to stay plugged in. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are far from done. I think they are going to make a couple more moves that make you say, absolutely hell yes. I think that is exactly what's going to happen. I think the quarterback situation is going to be very, very clear by around lunchtime today. I really do think that to be true. We'll see what happens, though. However, the Pittsburgh Steelers doing un-Steeler-like things has to be a big, big, big thing for you as a Steeler fan to realize that I think this team is absolutely serious about going back and chasing a Lombardi trophy. And also, guys, before I get off here, I have to mention, I know a lot of people were worried about TJ Watt. They see the deal Myles Garrett got for $40 million. Guys, do not worry. TJ will be a Steeler. He will be a one-hat guy forever. They will make that money work. So don't worry about that. They will still be able to be key players inside of free agency. Yeah, they take a big chunk of money away from here with DK Metcalf. But I think with the signing, I think it's going to be Justin Fields. I think they get him for $10 to $12 million a year, maybe $15 million, maybe over 2 years. I don't think it really kills the Steelers in terms of money. So I think that plays a key role when the Steelers are able to continue to add weaponry. I think that would really help Justin actually go get that big payday when he is, after he gets this real audition here for a year or two. So that's what I think happens there. But don't be afraid of TJ Watt leaving because he'll be a Steeler, a one-hat guy forever. So that's not going to change. The real piece that I want you guys to pay attention to, though, before we get off here, is Minkah Fitzpatrick and George Pickens. I want you to remember those two names because I think they could be dangled out there as possible trade bait. I know that that may seem counterproductive, bringing in DK, getting rid of George, but you have George coming up on the last year of his deal. You're going to have to pay him, so perhaps maybe get something now that has extreme value and really solidify that wide receiver room in terms of the long-term acquisitions and how to really build this room out now, surrounding it with DK Metcalf and putting characters around it that really can contribute. You still have that tight end room that I think is going to end up being elite. And I think Jaylen Warren's going to be a real star once he is given the lion's share of the snaps. So we find ourselves in this situation here on a Monday. Buckle up, my friends, because this shit is about to get wild. And my predictions right now, I believe Justin Fields becomes a Pittsburgh Steeler. I believe that he will be back in the black and gold in 2025. And I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers put another big, big name in that wide receiver room. I don't know why. I just got a feeling that there's going to be something that's going to be really special. Maybe not a bank-breaking move, but somebody that's really going to make a difference. I believe that to be true, and I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers go out there and try to shore up some of the trenches and find some real talent there and bring in somebody special, whether it's in the defensive front or along the offensive line. I truly believe the Pittsburgh Steelers go out there and really try to solidify the trenches, and I think the splash moves are far from over. All right, guys, we'll see you tonight for Steel City Live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on Mic Drop Sports. And if you're not subscribed, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. Join the conversation here each and every day at Mic Drop Sports and really dive in and really immerse yourself as a true football fan, having conversations to where we really hear you and we really let you sound off and have discussion here on the channel each and every single day. So until tonight, guys, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. Peace, my friends. See you on the next one.